Welcome back. June 19th is Juneteenth, and this weekend, people across the Carolinas are celebrating freedom. Today in Concord, hundreds of people will gather for the 2022 North Carolina Juneteenth Festival. And joining us now are the organizers, Michael Calloway, and the keynote speaker, Dr. Latoya Fulton. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I am doing great, even better now that we're here talking about this very important holiday that some people just learned about. We're not going to get into the history too deep today. Instead, we're going to just talk about your festival and what's happening. There are a lot of them happening today. So what makes yours different?
Well, first of all, this year we're sponsored by a dedicated senior medical center and Care. And what we learned from last year's festival, because we did it outside on a football field, is that it's a little bit too hot to be outside. So we moved it indoors where it could be climate controlled. We have about 7 dance teams. We have 50 Black-owned businesses, free face painting, all type of free events for the kids, and just going to be a great time.
Yeah, and your theme is educating, empowering, and entertaining.
Right.
Some of my favorite things to do.
That's right.
Why did you choose that theme, and what does that mean?
Well, what it actually means is with the educating part, we want to stress health this year. So we're going to have a lot of different health vendors and health companies that's going to be providing a lot of information for the community. And as far as empowering, there's going to be several Black-owned businesses that you can support while you're there. Entertaining, we have some of the best dance crews in the city has to offer.
That sounds really exciting. And so let's dig deeper into that focus on health, right? You're going to have COVID vaccines. You're also going to have HIV testing. But then you have Dr. Latoya Fulton as your keynote speaker talking about high blood pressure and hypertension. So why was that important to do here?
Because in our community, we greatly suffer from hypertension. And so it's very important to educate our people on how to lower those numbers and also to just monitor those numbers. It's important to keep track of how you're doing. Even if you don't have a doctor readily available to you, you can monitor how you're doing. So my goal today is to give you those numbers so you'll know if I check my blood pressure at home and it's this number, I know when to seek help.
And you know, Dr. Fulton, our blood pressure is something that we might lose track of just in the in and outs of life, right? So what are some of the things that we can do to try to make sure our blood pressure is at a good level?
So one thing that's available to all, water. Water is a natural diuretic. You drink enough water, it can help lower your blood pressure by reducing the salt level in your body. Also monitoring the things that you're eating, the amount of salt in food. So when you're shopping, check the labels, choose the items that have the lower amount of salt in it, and exercise. Even if you just can do a little walking, we take care of seniors, so we do a lot of chair aerobics. Things like that can help lower your blood pressure.
Yeah, and so one of the things that I think is pretty cool is you're doing this in Cabarrus County. Why did you choose that location?
Well, they have some of the best facilities around in just in the area. So there's huge buildings that they have that we can choose from. And I also wanted to be indoors. I wanted to make it more of an enjoyable experience because it's always good when we can come together. So you just kind of want to come out and enjoy the vibe.
That is a good point about yours. Yours is indoors.
Right.
Some of the other ones are outdoors.
Yes.
So so you've put on this event before. We're looking at some of the video here. What is the most memorable part about it?
It's just seeing all the people come together in a harmonious manner. And that's basically just the best part about it, just bringing us all together.
Yeah, and you know, I said we weren't going to get too much into the history, but you know, June 19th, 1865, slaves finally found out they were free. 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, and now we're starting to celebrate it as a day.
Right.
So what is the significance of just this idea spreading across the country and more people, taking part?
Well, we just definitely want to spread the awareness because it's not necessarily being celebrated everywhere you go. So a lot of people don't really know about it and know about its significance. So we just want to kind of keep that history going because it's important to know where you came from so you can know where you're going.